Confirm or Deny brought to you by Summit Ford and South Lake Ford Lincoln, where there are no denies, only confirms when it comes to trades. Any make, any model, we will take it. Visit summitford.com or southlakeford.com. All right, confirm or deny statements are made. We go around the table, we confirm them or we deny them. Very simple stuff. You guys ready?
Go ahead,
confirm
fire
or
it up.
deny. Easton Cowan will play the full season for the Maple Leafs next year.
I'm going to confirm that 100%. Sometimes you got a guy that just ready to take the next step, and it looks like he's the Wyatt Johnson kid. I don't think people projected him to be in the NHL last year. It was kind of like, wow, that's amazing. He's making the team. But I think this is one of those things where he's not going back to junior. What the hell is he going to do? Score points in 66 straight games to improve? And he can't play in the American Hockey League, so he'll play in the NHL. Pretty simple stuff. 100% confirm it.
I'm denying it.
Oh, wow.
Little denial. Okay.
5'11", 170 pounds, 180 pounds. Sorry. Like remember the kid that played for Boston this year, and then he went to World Juniors, and then he got hurt. Mm-hmm. Like
Patra.
You got to be careful with these kids physically. Doesn't mean that they can't play. It just, you've got to be mindful that sometimes at 18 years old, their bodies aren't ready to be hit by men. And I know that sounds weird, but I think he's good enough and there's a chance. But what if you play him half a season and send him back after the World Juniors or to the World Juniors and stuff? Like, I don't think there's the question was the full season, right? Full 82.
Yep,
That's
exactly
why I'm denying it. I think he plays games. But I think there's a pathway there to make sure you're drafting and developing, not just drafting and forcing him into the lineup. Now, he may force himself into there and say you can't take him out, but you also have to give him some runway to allow to grow and grow into the pro game. That's why I'm denying it.
Yeah, I think if this was at Jerry's, it would be closer to 50%, but it's not.
That's where I'm at.
So I will deny it as well because – it is too bad. It's either OHL or NHL. And yet, I could see a scenario where he does start the year, has a great camp, and then, sometimes you're running on adrenaline for 7 or 8 games, and then you're taken out of the lineup like Fraser Minten was last year. It was the same thing. Minten started the year, then they took him out, and they said, what are we doing? We've got to send him back.
Well, didn't they do that to Mitch Marner, too? Didn't Marner go back as a 19-year-old?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm getting my years kind of mixed up, but I believe he did. Although, no, he went after his draft year. Then the next year, Matthews was drafted, and he was there. So I think he played when he was 19. But anyway, Cowan is in a similar situation in terms of winning MVP. Looks like London's going to the Memorial Cup. Guy's the best player on the best team in the O. But I could see a scenario where he goes back to the World Juniors next year. This year he was on the team but didn't play like a prominent role. Next year he could be the man. And I think that'd be beneficial because it's not only about how you're going to help the team this year. You got to hope that he's a building block for the next 10 to 12 years.
Yeah.
And, when Shanahan first got here, they really implemented that, like, patience. Send guys down to the minors, let them play with the Marlies. There were a few exceptions, Matthews and Marner, but like Willie played for the Marlies for a full year, before he even came up.
Al's brother, thank you for the update. Easton Cowan now weighs 185 pounds.
Oh, well, that's okay. Now he's ready. 185.
I didn't realize that Al's brother was a scout at the combine.
Yeah.
He just reported his hockey DB says he's 185. Put on 15 since the draft.
Needs a good summer. Maybe he comes in at 190.
Noodles, what you said is totally fair. It's a totally fair comment.
I wish this was a Jerry's instead of deny because I don't want to be negative about the kid because I think he'll play games.
It'd be cool.
But 82 is a long grind, and that Poitras kid is a nice player too. And he ended up getting nicked up, and I think he had to have shoulder surgery or something. That was. You see, young guys, they got to be able to handle the physical rigors.
That's the thing. Wyatt Johnston's 6'2". Like he's a bigger kid, right? Using him as the most recent example.
Right.
All right. Confirm or deny. Stuart Skinner will start Game 1 of next season for the Oilers. Ooh. Game 1 of next season. Stuart Skinner is the number 1 goalie for the Oilers.
Start Game 1. You said.
season.
Yeah, game 1 of 82 next year in the regular season. Coming out of camp, hey, here we go, opener. Stewart,
I'm going to say
you're the
deny.
guy.
I'm sorry. I'm going to say deny. I think they find a way to. I mean, how could you do that to McDavid to say we're going to give this guy another chance in the playoffs when it's cup or bust? I don't know how you do that. I'm going to say deny. And I really like the kid. He's accountable. He takes ownership of his play. Great stash. Great guy. But it's not happening. So how can you look McDavid in the eye and say we're really going for it next year if you don't do it this year in the same things and like the same goalies in net? Doesn't add up. Doesn't make sense, and you can't do it.
I got a pathway for you here, O2, with that same for that answer too. Skinner only makes like $2.6 million. So if they buy out Campbell in the offseason and they go get a $5 million goaltender, that guy may start game 1. Skinner's still on the team, but it's a tandem situation. Linus Allmark available at guys like that. Like that, to me, that's where I think the pathway is. If this doesn't work out here, I still think if Edmonton, I just don't think it's Pickard's net, and if they have success, he just never comes out. I still think they're going to need Skinner, but we'll see. Proof's in the pudding. They're on a 1-game schedule right now.
Yeah.
And Pickard's the guy. So I will deny it too for the reason that I said that there's going to be another goaltender there because I think Campbell will get bought out.
Yeah, Campbell, he's not going to be a part of the program opening night next year, whether he's bought out or, a part of the team and they waive him again. But I don't know. He's still a young goalie.
Yeah, he's 25.
Yet, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. I don't think they want to just turn their back on him completely. Yet they're making a justified decision tonight that Skinner can't play. He's not hurt. He's ready to go. They're determining, in the best interest of the Oilers, this guy can't play.
Not playing tonight.
Calvin Pickard's going in.
More of the idea is, and it's the same thing, it's just as concerning. Every coach will say, we're going to put in the guy that's going to give us the best chance to win. And tonight their belief is Calvin Pickard is that guy over Stuart Skinner, which
it's not
is
a good sign
outrageous.
For Skinner in his future. Yeah,
what?
Exactly. It's not a good sign for Skinner in his future.
No.
It'd be one thing if this was, Marc-Andre Fleury or something, and you're like, all right, they're going with Flower. I can understand. Like, Pickard is not a guy with Stanley Cup pedigree, yet he's the last man standing because Campbell's not a guy they want to trust, so they're going to put him in. Again, if it was a Jerry's, it would be close, but I'll deny it too. Just tonight, and I might be caught up in the moment. It may be a recency bias thing. Just it feels substantial tonight. Like it feels like they're basically saying like this. Last year it was a mess at times. This year it's a mess. Yet during the regular season, Skinner for the most part has been able to perform, and this is game 1 of 82 in the regular season we're talking about. But it feels like symbolically, if you've moved on him. And whether they win or lose, I'm not sure where Skinner factors in here. I don't see how you can return with him next year as your number 1 guy. Maybe the tandem, but I don't think he can be a number 1 guy. All right, it was announced today, NFL scheduling leagues. The Monday Nighter will be Jets-Niners. Back-to-back years of Aaron Rodgers on Monday Night Football in Week 1. Confirm or deny, Aaron Rodgers opening against the Niners will be a disaster for him and the Jets.
Oh, dude, why do you got to bring that stuff up? Like, why can't it be a positive story? It's just, it was the ultimate disaster for Jets fans last year. 4 snaps and he blew out his Achilles. Mm-hmm. Let's look at the positive. He can turn the ship around for the whole organization, stay healthy, and be good at 39 or 40 years old, whatever he is. All positive on this, totally confirming it. I don't know why you have to bring that up, Figgy.
All right, so you're
negative.
You're denying it. It will
you're
not
negative.
be a disaster.
Denying
it's
it.
A great story.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
I think it sets up horribly for him.
Why? Why do you got to talk like that?
He hates
the
him.
Niners.
You hate him because
you hate him because he left.
I don't hate on him.
No, you
don't,
do.
Because I love Jordan Love.
No, you do. You hate him.
It's a love story. No, it's a love story. I love Jordan Love now. I'm ecstatic. Who on earth would take Aaron Rodgers right now for the next decade over Jordan Love? You can't.
Well,
clearly.
No, but
I'm confirming this because the Niners are such a good team. It's a tough place to play, not one he's had a good history in when he was a Packer. And, they're turning things over with the Jets. They're trying to work on the O-line. He's coming off the Achilles injury. Nick Bosa is a rabid dog that's going to be chasing him around all night. I just think I'm not sure I could pick a worse place to start with this Achilles Jets comeback for Rodgers and the Jets. I feel like it's going to get ugly. I do. I feel like it's going to get ugly. That doesn't mean it's a precursor of what's going to happen the whole season. Maybe they figured out he's a cool story that he's coming back. But Niners to start in San Francisco, I don't like it for Rodgers.
But you're negative, so you're going to see.
I'm
you're
confirming
saying,
it'll be a disaster.
I'm going to deny it. I think Rodgers likes the big stage.
Okay.
I think he'll be fine. It just with him though, it's distraction after distraction. Who knows if this guy takes snaps by the time it gets there?
Right, he's doing podcasts and interviews, and he's an outspoken guy. But he'll show up at camp and claim, hey, it's a circus atmosphere around here. Meanwhile, it's like, Aaron, you're contributing to that greatly, the way you operate. All right, confirm or deny. Scottie Scheffler missing the cut this week would be a bigger surprise than Tiger Woods making the cut this week.
100% confirm. Tiger Woods ain't making the cut at this golf tournament. You think we're going to do this again? Are we going to do the presser tomorrow, Hayes?
He did it today.
He did it today.
This is how crazy, and I'm glad you brought that up because I was watching it, and I did not even know he was coming up. There was a rain delay. They got wiped off the course today. And I'm watching Tiger, and I had this out-of-body experience. I'm like, is this a tape? Like, I didn't hear a word about when he was speaking. It is so muted around Tiger Woods right now because of what you just said. No one thinks he has a chance. At Augusta, it was nostalgic. It's the nature of Augusta National, his first time back. Everyone kind of tried to convince themselves maybe he's got a shot. Not happening this week. And he spoke to the media, and it was like no one even cared. Like today actually felt symbolic from that standpoint. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just didn't get the impression that anyone was paying attention to Tiger Woods at Valhalla today. The question is, Scottie Scheffler missing the cut would be a bigger surprise than Tiger making it. That's fine. You don't think Tiger's going to make it, but you're saying that it's more likely than Scottie missing the cut?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the way he's playing.
I got to be honest with you. I'm confused by the question, but there's no way in hell. I am. It's making my brain seize up.
I see.
The Scheffler missing the cut would be a bigger shock.
Yes,
That's all
it would be.
Okay,
that's where I'm at too. I'm confirming that too.
Yes.
Scheffler is nails. I mean, he's
so
the
dominant
guy
right now.
He's the guy. So I would be shocked. Tiger making it, there would be some shock, but the guy at one point he has been able to turn back the clock. But I would bet on the ass grab or the limp, and then it's done. So.
Okay.
But I think Scottie Scheffler. Yes.
I thought it was a great question. I mean, when I was formulating it earlier, I'm like, this is a brain buster.
I thought it was good.
But anyway, it's fine.
No, it was great, Hayes. I was just confused. I was like, what do I think's going to happen here? What is my percentage? What is my confirm? It just tied me up. It tied me up.
I got you. I think in the end, I understand where you're coming from. I'm going to confirm it as well, though I will say Scheffler just had his first kid. I don't know how many golf clubs he's been swinging the last couple of weeks. Now that he's in Louisville, the guy's probably sleeping nonstop. So I don't everyone's like, oh, he won't be sleeping. He's sleeping because his wife and child are in
too.
Texas. McIlroy, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, McIlroy. So the news came out today that listen to his last 48 hours. Not only did he win at Quail Hollow, the way he played on Sunday is one of the great rounds of the last decade on tour.
Of course.
That course was eating people up, and he went out there and destroyed it. He flies back to Florida, files for divorce, and then flies to the PGA Championship. This guy, I can't get a read on him, but I wouldn't be shocked if he won this tournament by
Me neither,
10.
man.
I wouldn't
mind
be shocked.
Is free. You know who's going to be all over this guy, Hayes? Club Pro guy.
Yes, he's already on it.
Oh, is he involved in
There's
this
a
guy's?
couple of things already starting.
But let me guess what he said. No shocker that he won at Quail Hollow. He won the week before, by the way, with Shane Lowry.
That's right, in New Orleans. That's when your boy had the chili dip off 18, and then what was his name again? That was 2 weeks ago because Benny Coles did it the week before against Pendrith. Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right. I don't know what we just established there, but there's a lot going on in the PGA Tour.
We all agreed that Scheffler would be a bigger surprise.
Yes, missing the cut would be a bigger surprise.
Yeah.
I think most people are looking at Scheffler, McIlroy now, Brooks Koepka coming off a win. And this course is a great course. It's a tough course. And you have Tiger there. I don't know what it means, but you have Tiger there. Phil Mickelson, right? Mickelson obviously won the PGA Championship a few years ago at Kiowa. So it should be a great week. More on that tomorrow for sure with picks.